Oh, hi! Hey guys, it's Maggie, and we're doing a Storytime video today, which is really exciting because I literally just want to be a Storytime channel. Like, can I be Tana Mojo without all the controversy? I had something pretty scary happen to me the other day, and I think it will be a good story because a lot of people can relate to it. Obviously, just because this happens to a lot of people doesn't make it any less scary, and before you tell me I'm being all dramatic, I'm really the only one that knows how scary it was because I'm the one that went through it, so don't even try to say that because it's rude. Let's get right into the story time about last week when I fainted in class. To give you a little bit of context, it was earlier this week, first period choir class. I normally do feel pretty sick in the morning. I don't know why, but just every morning, like, my stomach hurts really, really bad, and like sometimes I will be kind of dizzy, but that morning, honestly, it like didn't stand out to me as any more than my usual how I feel. I was in choir, standing up, singing, and this particular song, you can't breathe in a lot of places. I don't know if this contributed to fainting. It probably did, but it was weird because I had sung the song a million times before without any problem, so I don't really know. Started to get really sweaty. That's what happened first. So I took off my jacket and I was like, that's really weird. And then like I started to get even more sweaty. And then the room kind of started moving. I can only describe it as, you know, those things at like carnivals where you're walking on the straight bridge and the room is like swirling and you think you're moving but you're really not. That's kind of what it was like. So I'm trying to read my music and it's all blurry and I literally just have no idea what's going on, and like my hearing, it sounds like I have like giant earmuffs on and I really couldn't hear anything. And then this is where things kind of start to get foggy when it started to get darker. You know that effect on editing apps like on Visco or something where, what's it called, where like the corner is darker than the center and the center's lighter, like it kind of like tunnel vision? That's kind of what I saw, like black spots everywhere, like right after somebody takes a flash picture, kind of like that. And then like the room started like slowly getting darker. The next thing that I remember is my legs started feeling like jelly and like I couldn't control them. This is where I kind of don't really remember, so then a lot of the next part of the story is going to be things that people have told me. I kind of like tripped backwards and I tripped over my backpack, and then after that, like I fell. Luckily there was a chair behind me, so I didn't just fall onto the ground. I fell back in my chair and I don't really remember this, but I was trying to like hold myself up apparently, and I was shaking, and the doctor later told me that that's because your body is trying to get blood to your brain. I really didn't know what was going on. The only way that I could describe what it felt like the moment that I fainted was kind of like falling asleep. Like, I feel like that's what being on drugs was like. I'm never gonna find out, but that's what I feel like it would be like. Obviously, my choir teacher sees me and then stops playing piano and then comes over and she tells me to sit down and put my head between my legs, which was really good because if somebody fainted in my class, I would literally have no idea what to do. I would think they were dying, so props to her because that really helped me. Everyone around me had said that the color was completely drained out of my face, which obviously is gonna happen when you faint because the blood is just gone, but like my lips were completely white and like my face was really, really pale, which I really wish like I could see a picture or something. Look at how pale I already am. How much paler can you get? If I ever faint again, which hopefully I don't, you guys know what to do. I was saying like I feel really lightheaded, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So my friend goes and gets the nurse, so then the nurse comes and then I go outside, and that part was really, really fuzzy. Like I don't remember walking outside at all. I kind of was just like outside because I was still super duper dizzy and like I felt like I was gonna faint again, honestly. Fresh air really, really helped, especially because it is fall and it's kind of cold outside. So I was like sweating buckets. I have no idea why medically this was happening, so like doctors let me know. It felt like it was literally 100 degrees in there, which is weird because I'm normally like freezing. I get cold so easily. The nurse sat me down in a chair and put my feet up on another chair. I'm sitting there just breathing and drinking water, and she was asking me questions like, what grade are you in? What did you eat for breakfast this morning? Just kind of basic questions, and I was answering them fine. But so I sat there for probably 20 minutes. I have no idea. It felt felt like a really long time just because I was so in shock, but it honestly could have been like 5 minutes. I don't really know. She takes my arm and walks me down the hall to her office because we were just in like a separate room. I don't really know what room it was. It was kind of just like a random room. I lie down on the bed, which felt really nice because like I felt like I had run like 10 miles. It was a lot. I really don't like drawing that much attention to myself like in class. Like I swear to God, I'm like the guy that there was a meme going around where this guy had like a nail in his heart and he drove himself to the hospital. Like I don't want anyone to feel bad for me. It probably sounds like I'm trying to make people feel bad for me, but I'm honestly just trying to tell a story. I should probably mention, like 5 minutes later, we were gonna go on a choir field trip to go sing at this mass really far away. So that's just another part of the story. Thanks my blood pressure. My blood pressure is fine because it had been a while at that point from when I initially fainted. My first question was, so can I go to the mass? She basically like recommended that I go home. He calls my mom and I explain it to my mom very briefly, and my mom was saying if she really needed to go home she would, but I trust her and I think that she's fine. So I ended up going to the mass. My choir teacher like kept checking in on me, making sure I was okay. I brought some crackers and I brought the juice to make sure I was drinking and stuff. This was fine. My stomach hurt and I was a little bit dizzy, but like nothing crazy. For the rest of the week, my stomach was hurting really badly, especially the next day. I was feeling super nauseous and dizzy that entire day, and it was just miserable. Saturday, I went to the doctor. I do still have to go to 2 other doctors because of stuff that they found in that appointment. Without being too graphic or medical or whatever, it could be because of a lot of blood loss. I also had a heart murmur, which is basically kind of like an extra beat, almost like a weird little sound in your heart, and normally it's nothing and it's completely fine, but the doctor said that it was different than what he normally sees and it's supposed to like go away when you go in certain positions, but it didn't. So I gotta go get that checked out by a different doctor, but it's probably nothing, so I'm not really worried. And I gotta go to a different doctor for the blood stuff, so we just gotta go to a lot of doctor appointments. So the fainting, honestly, because there were 2 doctors in there when I went to go to the appointment, and one doctor thinks it was because of one thing and then the other doctor was like, oh well, you know, it was probably just random, like choir is a common place to faint, whatever. Whether it was because of that or not, kind of good that it happened because now we can figure out all the other medical stuff. The life lesson of the day: be thankful when your body falls over unconscious because you can figure out a lot about yourself. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this week's video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and comment down below if you've ever fainted. I'd love to hear your story if it's similar to this one. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for new videos every Monday and clicking the little bell down there so that you can get notified whenever I make a new video, and that really helps me out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Monday with another new video. Bye!